turn scars into skits, old wounds into bits. Every call in, every friend feels like Sunday once again. From the grind to the glow up, glass half empty, you pour more up. You take the weight we hold below and lift it on the Lavar Walker Show. This that Lavar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This that Lavar Walker Show, turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this that Lavar Walker Show. Hey, some days heavy, some days light. You still find a way to make it feel alright. When the world's too loud, when the bill's too high, I press play, hear your voice, and I remember why. This that Lavar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry.
Welcome back. What's going on, good people? Welcome to the greatest show. We are here live at the LaVar Walker. We are here live at the LaVar Walker Show podcast. And today's podcast, I don't think I'm gonna do any. I don't really have time for trending topics and all of that. I'm just gonna talk about something that's close to the heart for me, and that being stand-up comedy and the state of stand-up comedy in 2026. There seems to be a lot of comedians, more comedians than there have ever been in the history of comedy. When I started comedy, I feel like it was like weird. I started comedy like 01, 02. I started comedy back at the time when they will boo your ass off stage. It was more a thing of people would kind of come to see you and they're with their arms crossed, like, who is this person that says they can make me laugh? And furthermore, they would come to see you because they didn't see the sausage. They didn't see how the sausage was made. They didn't see how the ingredients were put in. But in today's times, they see how the sausage is made, manufactured, packaged, yada yada. And what has happened in this internet age is the barrier to entry to be a stand-up comedian is lower than it's ever been before. And which is fine. You know, whoever want to do comedy, go do that shit. Just get out there and do it. But what I'm starting to see is a lot of comedians are just not having fun anymore. You know, it's almost like the life is being sucked out of stand-up comedy. And these comedians that I'm talking about are comedians like myself. I don't sell a whole lot of tickets. You know, when I go into these certain cities, a lot of tickets don't sell. And we try to sit around and have powwows and talks about, you know, why the ticket isn't selling, what the tickets are doing, this, that, whatever. And I had a comedian I was on the phone with today. Shout out to Mr. Tim. And Mr. Tim, I was telling him, I said, man, my ticket sales have been slow. And he says, well, do you think that's because of the economy? I said, fuck no. It has nothing to do with the economy. And it has everything to do with me. It has nothing to do with the economy. It's you. Or it's me, right? Because you can't try to say the economy or the weather or this or that when then at the same time you have those guys that are super successful and they're selling out theaters and they're going crazy. And the part that I think comedians can't understand or what they have a problem with and what creates bitterness and envy is that they weigh their ticket sales based on how they feel their talent is, or how talented that they feel they are. And talent is rather subjective, or how you entertain is rather subjective. Now, most of the people that I see that are, you know, trying to figure it out, a little bit upset, and I see the frustrations. Most of these people are super, super talented, and they're very, very funny people. However, tickets aren't selling. You know, they go on these marks, tickets aren't selling. And you have a very small number of comedians that sell a whole bunch of tickets. And then you have the rest of us. But I want to say this to all the comedians that feel some kind of way, to all the comedians that are a little bit disgruntled, to all the older comedians that want 1994 or 95 to come back, to all the comedians that feel like a television show is gonna save you. Which it's not. It's none of that shit is gonna work. The thing we have to realize is this game of entertainment, or the business of entertainment, specifically for the artists, is a very high risk, high reward business with a rather low barrier to entry. Now just stay with me. With the internet added to that, we're playing a game. We're all at the casino. Has nothing to do with your talent. We're all at the casino. We are all essentially comedians in this day and age, are sitting at a slot machine. And the way we play the slot machine is every little piece of content, because we use the internet as leverage. So the more coins that you put into the slot machine, the greater you increase your chances of success. But it has nothing to do with your talent. And it has a lot to do, and I hate to use the word luck, because to me, luck is when talent and hard work intersects with opportunity. But at the end of the day, in this game, there is a lot of luck involved. It's just what it is. And let me tell you this too, to the comedians. Putting your head up a bigger comedian's ass is not going to help you sell one more ticket. Kissing the ass of whoever you feel could put you on a TV show that nobody watches is not going to help you sell one fucking ticket. It's not. You have to get to your people and find your people. Your agent cannot make people buy your goddamn ticket. Your manager cannot make people buy your ticket. You see what I'm saying? So comedians, we have to get back to having fun, and you have to be able to do this. You have to love this shit so much to where you say, you know what? I probably won't make it, but I just love what I'm doing. So basically and essentially, whatever happens, it just happens. Every big opportunity in my career, you know, when I did the Hulu show, when television meant something, right? I mean, it really didn't mean nothing when I did it, but it was a big opportunity. I was on the show Life and Beth with Amy Schumer, and I just happened to be performing at Martha's Vineyard, and she sees me. And that ended up in 2 seasons on the show. Me and the WGA are making money, as well as making great money through social media and shit like that. So all I can do in the game is control what I can control. only God has the time of when I'm supposed to be that dude or when I'm selling out comedy clubs and arenas. That's not for me to say this is the time. And I have a lot of people, man, I don't understand why you ain't in this movie and why you ain't do this podcast. And what I do, me personally, it's no bigger platform than where I'm at right here. For LeVar Walker, this is the biggest platform in the fucking world. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm building my shit. I'm not kissing ass or tap dancing or fucking showing up begging to go on the show. I don't do that. So right here is where I build it. Right? And that's important. Now I want to show you something that and this is true too. Shout out to Fresco, Texas. It's not even competition, bro. It's not there is no competition there's no competition in this space. In the comedian, podcaster, artistic space, competition does not exist because people like you for you. There is no competition. There's no competition. That's why too, like, I don't even like comedy competitions are cool. I've done them, I've won some. They're cool, but there's no competition. You're gonna like who you like. So if the podcaster comes to your town and you like that podcaster, you'll buy the ticket. If that comedian comes a month later, you'll buy that ticket. You know what I mean? It's very rare. I don't believe in competition in this space because there are 8 billion people on the planet. And hell, if you can just get 1%, I was telling somebody, it's 8 billion people on the planet. If you just get 1% of those 8 billion people, you would be bigger than Michael Jackson. So you need a relatively less than a piece of a crumb to have some form of success on the grand scale of things, or on the worldwide scale of things. Now I'm gonna show y'all something that and shout out to Fresco for pulling up. I'm gonna show y'all something that Will Ferrell said. And if you're a comedian watching this, or you in the arts, you in the entertainment business, I want y'all to hold this because this was really deep. And I when he said it, I was like, man, this really rang a bell to me. But let me show y'all this.
So, Dad, I think I'm gonna.
Let me show y'all. Now, this is Will Ferrell talking about when he told his father he wanted to start comedy, or get.
So, Dad, I think I'm gonna give this a shot. I don't know what that means exactly, but I'm gonna try to get into comedy. And any words of advice? And he said, if it was only about talent, I wouldn't worry about you because you really have some talent. But just know there's so much luck involved, and that if you go down this road and it's starting to feel, like you're not getting anywhere, it's okay to quit. Just do something else. And for some reason, it's like the anti-pep talk.
Yeah.
For some reason, that took the pressure off of,
because you saying it was out of your hands. It's like 1 in a million if you
Exactly.
make it. And
so I just approached it with like, this is probably not going to happen. So might as well just have a blast. So, Dad, I think I'm going to.
And you see that just takes so much pressure off. So if you're able to do comedy, the best thing is to be able to do this and have fun with it and be like, I'm probably not going to make it, but I'm going to do it and just have fun, because this shit'll drive you crazy. And I think that, comedians, we do get jealous and envious and shit because you see some motherfuckers selling some tickets and you're like, this motherfucker. But at the end of the day, you're really getting mad. It's almost the equivalent of getting mad at a lottery winner. when you see a person successful in entertainment or super successful, it's not to say you're not working as hard as that person or harder than that person. It's not to say that you're more talented than that person or less talented, but it's so randomized, and the success is so small. And that goes back to what I want to call Price's Law, right? It's a thing called Price's Law. So Price's Law tells us that the square root of any number will give us 50% of the production value, right? Let me explain. So the square root of 9 is 3. So if you have 9 employees, only 3 of those employees are going, 3 of the employees will give you 50% of the production value. And then the other 6 will give you 50% of the production value. And as that number grows, the yield is smaller and smaller, right? So if we got 1 million comedians, if I take 1 million, I'm gonna do the square root of 1 million. Let me see. Let me ask Gemini. Let me see. Because I don't know what is the square root, because there's 1 million comments of 1 million. Right. So if you got 1 million comedians, only 1,000 of those comedians are giving you 50% of the comedic economy. And the extra 900 something thousand are giving you the other 50%. So that shows us that it's randomization. And I only did this live because I want us as comedians and people in the business to get back to just having fun and not viewing themselves as a failure, because you won when you had the courage to even chase your dream. That's when you made it. You won when you started. You know what I'm saying? So that was like really on my mind, man. Yeah, but no, bro, nothing to do with podcasts. What up, Be Humble? You say you should have to obtain a comedy license, man. Please, that ain't gonna never happen. How do you feel about artists who have mutual respect doing shows together? Are you more of a one-man show type guy? I'm more of a one-man show type guy, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I'm on a show with another artist, you know, there could be a conflict in, well, who's selling the most tickets, who's the biggest draw. And if we both have favored nations, which would be equal pay, you know, after a while, somebody, yo, man, you know what I mean? Because it's a possibility that I could only be bringing 10 people and he bring out 1,000, or vice versa. So in the essence of the spirit of comedy, comedy is really a selfish game. Now you've had these tours with big acts and these conglomerate acts that come together, but please understand that those guys are paid accordingly, and nobody in this business is giving you anything. So if you own a big ass tour and you go in a comedy club for a weekend and you selling 1,500 tickets a weekend, and you making $30,000 a week, well, more than likely you'll get 30 grand on that show. And if you own the show and you ain't selling shit, then they probably more than likely giving you an opportunity and you're making shit money because you're not bringing any value. So that's just the game, and that's just the business of it. But I just wanted to come on here. I'm about to go because I think my wife just called. Hold on. Because she want to go somewhere. But this is the nature of the game. Let me tell her. But no, this is just the nature of the game. This is just the nature of entertainment. And this is why education is so important. This is everything I said is the reason why education is important. Because in comedy, only 1% will make it. In basketball, you go it out of 1%, very, very small percentages. However, HVAC, plumbing, physician, something in the trade, or the attorney, or whatever, you have a higher probability of success. That's why you see a lot of foreigners, their kids can only be an engineer or doctor because they know when they're done, they'll be okay. This is a road filled with darkness and despair. Similar, honestly, to even being a tech startup. 99% of tech startups don't even make it. So that's just what it is, man. But I just wanted to come on here and have this conversation with you guys. But I gotta run. Hopefully, I'm gonna start doing maybe more podcasts like this, and just really talking and like really giving my opinion on things. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to 85 South Show. They are doing the group thing. Them brothers built that from the ground up. I watched them build what they're doing, and they all bring equal value to the show, right? And I think, like Fly had a lot of numbers. He brought a youthful aspect to it. Carlos, more of a seasoned veteran type comedian from back in the day. And then Chico, along with Carlos, more seasoned vet, wilding out, all that came together. Bam. You know what I mean? So that was a very good thing. But I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'll come back on and talk to y'all later, man. But appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody watching the special I redropped over there on YouTube. Thank y'all for looking at that. We have 15,000 views on that in just a day, right? So I appreciate that, man. But I'm out.